What's up, Clashers? Just doing another 3-star uh, Fight Club video. Um, we had another perfect war here. Let's get into it. Show you guys. Um, so we got these two losses right here that you see right there against these engineering bases. Myself, I think they need to do something about it. Let the engineering base war clans fight each other, not the guys that really put in the effort on the defenses and offensive part of the game. But anyways, let's get into our perfect war here. Fight Club versus NUR. I guess I know I mispronounced it, but we're gonna go with that, okay? Alright, so I'm gonna try to get in as many attacks as possible in a short amount of time. So let's get started. As you see here, they pretty much gave up. Missed a lot of stars there. So let's get into it. I'm gonna just show one attack from each person if possible. So of course, if you guys know me, this is me here attacking the number one. So let's get into the replay here. So coming in on through the corner here, and let the hounds go, followed by the balloons, followed by the minions, then the Grand Warden. Then what I'm doing here is I'm trying to get the outside balloons to take out all the defenses, so the middle balloons. And yet, as you see there, I put the clone spell down to get me some more balloons to push up the middle. And that's how I do my loon attacks. I haste the corners, and I put the clone spell in the middle, and try to get the balloons to push in the middle. Now, as you see here, I got pretty much this whole base. Maybe a quarter, not quite a quarter of the base and defenses left. So this is where my king and my queen, the higher heroes, came in and did a great job. King tanking for the queen. And we'll see how much is left and who's left between my king and queen at the end here. So I hit the king rage. I still have the queen rage, or the queen cloak. So I thought I was in trouble right here. The queen went to the outside, but watch what she does. After she hits this goal, she doubles back in. Now that right there is big, because now she doesn't have to worry about cracking that outside wall. She can pretty much reach everything from this middle row here. So now if that guy would have had a single inferno set to single inferno, I would have been done with this one. He would have held me, but the multiple inferno doesn't do a whole lot to the heroes, and it gives you some time to take it out like this. So fast forward this, and you can kind of see the troops I used with the clone spell, 1 rage, 4 haste, and a poison for the CC. Alright, so let's move on down the list here. So basically I use the same attack on both 1 and 2. So don't tread on me. Took out their number 3. And he's doing the witch slap, I guess you would call it. Or mass witch. So what he's doing, he's putting a couple of bowlers, 3 to 4 bowlers on each corner, followed by 3 witches, and he's clearing out, creating a good funnel. Then he's going to jump his golem in, followed by his heroes, followed by his bowlers, and then the rest of his witches. And then he's going to drop the CC. And if you watch here, there's a single Inferno, and you see right there on the top right, he dropped his skeleton spell on the single Inferno, and the two skeletons took out the single Inferno and an Archer Tower, so that's great value right there. Now he's got to deal with this other Inferno, single Infernos. And when you guys come across single Infernos, the best troops to use on those are witches, because they can only key on one skeleton at a time, or balloons. Instead of taking one golem, 6 giants might work better, because he has to deal with 6 of them and not 1. So, as you see here, this Witch Slap, I kind of introduced him to this attack, seen it on the Riddick versus Forum war, and he watched it, and the last couple wars he's been killing these bases. So there's the troops he used for there. And like I said, the skeleton spell took out an Inferno and a Archer Tower at the same time. So that's a great job. Alright, let's go to Zombie. Zombie took a little break. He's back now with us. Back in war, so we really need him. He's a great attacker here. So he draws out the CC, pulls it over to the side. It's easier to deal with the CC and pull it out. So if you wait till you go inside, it could be an epic fail. If you can pull it any way possible, always try to pull the CC. Now some bases are built pretty good where you can't get to the enemy CC, so you just got to deal with it as it comes. But if you can definitely pull it, take you a hog, a giant, something to get it pulled, and pull it. Okay, so nice. He's got he created a funnel here. Got most of his bowlers in, it looks like. Followed by his Valkyries, which a lot of them went around the base. But he did a good job here protecting his Valkyries by sending in the hogs. So that's going to allow these 4 Valkyries on the left to stay alive longer. So he put a jump down for his bowlers, and the Valkyrie here on the left. Got a golem on the right, followed by the hogs. So the hogs did a great job on this attack for Zombie here. They pretty much probably took out over half of the defenses. So great attack by Zombie. So fast forward this, pretty much clean up. Alright. So there's the troops he used. So we're going to move on. Let's see here. Dakota. This is my second account. So what I'm doing here is almost like a P.E.K.K.A. charge or P.E.K.K.A. walk. I'm not 100% sure what they're calling it, but we got a couple of Town Hall 9s basically using this strategy. So what I'm doing here is the trash up the top. Letting my baby dragons kind of create me a little funnel here. And then when I'm coming from the top down, once I bust into the wall here, I'm going to put a jump over the king corner there and our 2 archers. Be coming a jump here any second. Here it goes. They jump in, then they jump back out, then they jump back over to the left here. So what I did here, trying to keep them in, I got some poison for the CC, so that's going to slow down their CC. Trying to keep the P.E.K.K.A.s alive. So I came in with my king and queen here, which I was kind of actually late. I wanted to put them down, but I got too busy watching the P.E.K.K.A.s and seeing where they were going. But actually, I think this worked out better. I put the king, queen, and the bowlers together. Kind of almost like a two-part attack. The P.E.K.K.A.s on one part, and the heroes and the bowlers on another part. And actually worked out pretty good. Dropped some hogs down. As you see there, and I always say it, and I messed up myself here. I did not the queen, and she took out the hogs right away. So if you do not take out the enemy queen and you're using hogs, you're gonna fail 99.99% of the time. So you have to deal with the enemy queen if you're using hogs, which I did not do there, but as you see there, I had plenty of troops. I had only 5 hogs, I think, just for a little bit of cleanup. I think they took out a couple of defenses, so not all that bad, but they could have did a lot more damage. Okay, so moving down to the next one, we already showed a zombie attack. Show a Brad's attack here. The Brad Master Dude. So he does air-ground combo. So he brings in the kill squad to take out the queen and as many air defenses as he can get down. So his golems taking out the outside defenses. They come in. He slows the queen down by dropping a poison on her. And so now his queen's going to get at least one of these air defenses. So that'll make the second part of this attack better. If he could have got this third one, I think his queen goes down before he can get the second one here on the right. But he does deal with the enemy CC. So that's kind of big. I think, let me see, I think the dragon does go down. But he still has a wizard, which ain't going to do a whole lot of damage by itself. And then here comes the second part of his attack, is the Laloon attack. And he still has a couple of wizards and some archers to help with cleanup. And you see how he surgically deploys his balloons. That means he's putting 2 or 3 on each defense. And so that's a great strategy. I'm more of a spammer attack. I like to just get them all down and let them fly. But whatever you're used to and whatever you can get to work for you is the best way for you. Everybody has their own way, but Brad is probably one of the best guys in our clan using air this way. So it works for him, and so that's a good deal. So this is actually a pretty good attack. Rest of this is cleanup. Being that there's no defenses left. We'll time this times 2, and you can kind of see, and look at, he still had a jump spell left, so great job, Brad. So you got a couple golems, wizards, and his heroes is this kill squad, wall breakers, and a jump just in case, and then the air part of it. So if you can deal with the enemy queen, the enemy CC air defense with that kill squad, that's great. So we got Killis, and he's using that P.E.K.K.A. charge, P.E.K.K.A. walk I was talking about. So he's using the baby dragons to create a gap, create his funnel. They hit a little Tesla in the corner, which is no big the baby dragons. So now, as you see here, his P.E.K.K.A is going to come down and get the hut. They're going to get the cannon. And then they should start busting walls because there's nothing left. So that's a funnel. Gets the bowlers in. Get a nice rage on the bowlers. Clear out defenses and the trash buildings. Drops his poison. So there's a lot going on right here. Drops his poison on the CC troops. The queen takes out the CC troops. The bowlers are doing some work down here at the bottom. He's got the P.E.K.K.As on the left. The healers left the P.E.K.K.As. Stayed on the queen, which is actually not a bad deal. You don't want them to get stuck on golems if you have them and stuff like that. So that's great. But he don't have no golems in this one, so we don't have to worry about it. But so now his queen. Actually, his queen's doing a lot of damage. Just walking around. And he's got the baby dragons doing some cleanup here on the lower side. And as you see here, the attack is over. He still has, looks like, what's that? 2 P.E.K.K.As? 3 P.E.K.K.As. His king is almost 3/4 health. His queen's a little bit down. So this is if you guys can, this is kind of a hard attack to work, but if you can get it down like Killis does here, and we have another guy, Aegon, if you can get it down to how these guys are doing it, man, it's a strong strategy at Town Hall 9. So definitely use that setup if you can. So Killis actually knocked out 9 and 10 for us. So we got T-Train. So he's using a like a Goval attack, golems and Valks. Looks like he has a witch there for maybe some cleanup. Instead of taking hogs, he can 5 balloons for the back end. So let's see how this works out here. He gets through the first wall on the left. Here comes the CC troops. The queen's right there, so he should be okay. He's dropped a heal spill, which I think saved a lot of his Valks there. He's raging them up, and there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot going on once you get everything in the middle at the same time. So he should be dropping another heal on these Valks pretty soon. Oh, but he drops it on the king, which actually not a bad idea. Keep him up a little bit longer. But no, he actually went down. So a little late on that, but as you know, it's still a good attack. So he bringing in these loons here on the left. That kind of helps protect his queen. So now the golem is going to come over here and hopefully tank for his last balloon he has. So it's not really looking good for him right here. Got a lot of defenses up. Still has 2 wizard towers, 2 cannons, archer tower. He needs a balloon. Look at that. That one balloon finishes taking out the archer tower and the wizard tower. So now his queen basically only has to deal with wizard tower. So other than that, even though his queen's down right here, that last balloon pretty much saved the day for him here. So train that was good use of the balloons on the back end here. And that pretty much saved this attack here. I'm a big hog guy, so I like the hogs on the back end. But we got a couple of guys that are using balloons on the back end, and they do just about the same. The air defenses are down, and you can't deploy them until the defenses are keyed on another, keyed on some of your other troops. So we got Weird Fish here. Town Hall 9, he's doing a Go Val Ho, Golems, Valks, and Hawk. And I believe he's going to put bowlers in the CC, I believe. That's what most of us do in our CC. Put bowlers in. Okay, so here comes the enemy CC. He doesn't have a poison, so he's going to have to deal with these with all these wizards. So he knocks out one balloon. There goes the second one. The enemy queen got took out pretty quick. So here comes his heroes. And here comes the bowlers, which they should turn in. Turn in. Oh, they do not turn in. They actually walk around the base, it looks like. But that's okay. He's got 3, and the queen turns back in, so I think that's going to help him out. Look at these bowlers. They don't know if they want to go inside or outside. Okay, so now here's the back end hogs I was just talking about. So he dropped the heal down right away to keep them alive. So they're over here wrecking the base while the bowlers are making up their mind what they want to do. His king and queen are kind of sticking together, so that's going to help his queen because the king would tank for her. And pretty much it looks like they got one cannon left. So, and he has an archer tower on the outside here. So these guys, the king, queen, and the rest of these bowlers should make their way around. And let's see here. Let's speed it up a little bit. So they're cleaning up the outside trash. Queen, here comes the queen, okay. The queen's staying behind everything, so that's good. Let everything tank for her, because she'll shoot over the fence. Bowler sneaking in here on the left. And that should be about it for this base. Look at that. The queen walks right past the cannon. Now, how is that possible? Sometimes she doesn't pay attention. Alright. So let's move on down the list here. Good job, Weird Fish, on that. So we got Rocky taking out base 13. R10 taking out 13. So this is a pretty common base. I actually had the similar base like this when I came out. When I was at Town Hall 9. And it was a hard base when it first came out, but I think everybody knows how to beat it now, so it's really not... It's still a good base, but if you know how to beat it, it's actually quite easy. So he's using a Go Valho also, so the golems go down, he busts them in. Heroes go down, drops the point. Wall breaks in to get his king and the golems in. Here comes the Valkyries. Now he's going to let these Valkyries do some damage, and he's coming in here on the side. Might be a little bit early on the hogs, but all good because it's a 3-star. And now he's going clockwise around the base, so it's going to be easier for him to deploy his spells because there's only basically one way they're going to go, and that's clockwise. So the Valkyries kind of bust in, takes out the enemy queen, takes out the town hall, takes out the Expos. Still has, let's see what he still has alive here. His basically, it looks like all alive now is the Valkyries and a couple here on the end. But he has the heal spell, which this little group right here uh, are all 100% pretty much. So now he's got to just finish cleaning up one and a cannon. It still has a little baby golem, a golemite. But the wizard's gonna key on the Valkyries. But I think there's just too many here and too low of our wizard towers. So there you have it. Takes out the base. If he could have been a little bit more patient on the hogs and maybe waited another 30 to 45 seconds, maybe would have had some more hogs. Deployed them a little bit early in my opinion, but still a great attack. 16 hogs total. So great job, Rocky. Let's see here. Nico Tyne. Kind of a new guy in our clan. So doing a great job. Looks like he has a go wipe here. And I believe he's got bowlers in the CC, I believe. A go wipe, pretty much a straight go wipe, for the most part, was a 2-star attack most of the time. Occasional 3. But if you see, being the bowlers came out, I was using some hogs, so that's even better. So, when you add a little bit to the go wipe, it's actually a real strong attack. Straightforward attack. So, if you're new to Hall 9, a wipe like this with some hogs and your maxed hogs in the CC, and if you can save at least one heal spell for the hogs and keep the hogs away from the queen, of course, you're going to be you're going to see a big change, because coming from Town Hall 8 to Town Hall 9, you're going to be pretty much most of the time you're going to be coming from air attacks to ground, and to get your feet wet and to kind of get used to the ground, I suggest maybe a go wipe with some back-end hogs or some bowlers in your CC. Kind of like this. It's a real straightforward attack. And it gives you time to build your troops up if you're new to Town Hall 9. So you can start using some other troops. But if you're pretty much coming up to Town Hall 9, you should have your P.E.K.K.A.s at least to level 3. And so that gives you a chance to go wipe. Alright, so like I said, pretty much straightforward attack. So there's the troops he used. So great job, Nico. Let's see here. Doctor Strange. Alright, so here, Town Hall 7, I believe. No, maybe Town Hall 8, because he has the haste and the EQ. So, Doctor is the new Town Hall 8. So, as you see here, he's using the air attacks now on a lower Town Hall 9 base. But he does has the expos, and this, the reason why R25 can jump up and knock out the 15. Look at his expos, and I tell all my guys, don't set your X ground, because if you do, you're gonna get hit by. And the guy already has low air defenses, anyways. So why would you to ground. It makes no sense. The difference in the ground to the air is only a couple of tile, so why would you do it? It makes no sense. So my advice to you as a higher player, set your expos. If you're Town Hall 9, Town Hall 10, set your expos to ground and air. The difference is not that much, and it's worth it. Just in case they want to hit you with air, you can try to defense against the air with the expos also. As you see here, this base pretty much had no shot protecting against air with the expo set on ground. I guarantee you, if this guy would have had his expo set to air, it would have been a lot closer for him winning this attack. Because if you see here, he only has three dragons left, and I guarantee you those expos would have took out at least 2 of them. So this could have been a win for the guy, but he messed up. So hopefully the guy watches this video. I don't think he will, but if he does, take my advice, guys, your expos to air and ground. So that's our 25 jumping up, taking out a 15. And we are not an engineering base. That's just a guy base being what it is and us taking advantage of it. Alright, so you got Bryce here. Bryce he's using that P.E.K.K.A charge, P.E.K.K.A walk, like we was talking about. He's trying to create a funnel here, which he does because he clears out all the trash. So he should drop his P.E.K.K.As. P.E.K.K.As in here in a second. Let them do some work. Let's see where he drops them now. Drops his healers. And here comes the P.E.K.K.As. So here comes the bowlers. So if the bowlers can follow the P.E.K.K.As in, it'll be great, which they do. Now he has the troops, drops the poison, in which I'm worst about forgetting about the poison myself, but he does a great job here. Drops the poison down, slows down the enemy CC. The P.E.K.K.As are still alive. He dropped his heroes on here on the left. He let his P.E.K.K.As walk out, which is fine, but the whole object, you try to keep this in the base. So you got to use the baby dragons to clear the outside trash ring so the P.E.K.K.As stay in. But this kind of works out for him here. Still has a lot of troops left. His heroes ain't even been touched. So he rages his king to get through the wall. Still has the 3 baby drags. Pretty much almost over half his troops are still up. So great job, great job, Bryce. There's the troops he used. So let's move on down the list. I might have to cut this off here. Let's see here. Everybody's attacks. Let's show our cats. Video is going to be getting long here. And here's another P.E.K.K.A charge that we're using. So let's see how he gets this one going here. So he's starting down here at the bottom. And 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Alright, so now he's trying to clear out as much trash as he can. Trying to get his P.E.K.K.As to go into the base. Which, you look at this base, really, has all the openings. So pretty much his whole base is open. Don't even need wall breakers. The P.E.K.K.A.s are going to not have to be stuck on any walls because this base is pretty much wide open. I do not like bases like this because it kind of defeats the purpose of the walls. And you'll see here they have only walls they have to bust through is the middle square. And that was too easy. And look at this. The rest of the P.E.K.K.A.s just walk around the base. Don't have to worry about busting any walls. This base is just wide open. This base will not fly in arc line. If you're gonna have a base like this, and you'll see once we clear this off, I'll show you a picture of it here. Once you see all this trash, there's nothing. Everything's open. I mean, look how easy the troops went through the base. So there's actually nothing holding this base. If you're gonna do that, you might as well just put the walls on the outside and not even worry about it. So. Great attack by Cat. Again, guys, the reason why you have walls is to try to keep it hard for the guy attacking you to get through your base. And when you have an open base like that, it makes absolutely no sense. So let's go to Sir Peeps here. He's doing a P.E.K.K.A. Go Valho with the P.E.K.K.A.s. So he's just starting off by pulling the CC. So he's going to deal with the CC on the outside of the base. Here comes the poison. Let him kind of go through the poison. Archer goes down. The wizard should go down. And then the dragon should go down. So he's going to try to keep the dragon into the poison as long as possible. Then drops the golem. Let it key on that, and followed by the wizards. Now the wizards are taking out the king. So he breaks the wall through. Got a little bit too good of a spread on him. So the golems are tanking for the outside. So it lets his heroes, the P.E.K.K.A. and the bowlers, sneak in the middle. Rages them up. And then when you rage the bowlers up, they do some damage. Watch this. Boom. Town Hall goes down that quick. Alright. P.E.K.K.A.'s going. Drops a good heal down. Keeps his troops 100%. The queen's back behind the behind the golem and the king. Doing some tanking. Doing some damage. The king and the golem were doing some tanking for the queen. You got the P.E.K.K.A.s, the king, the P.E.K.K.A., not only one, the king, and a Valk here on the outside, cleaning up the outside trash ring. Still has a couple of cannons you got to deal with. Air defense goes down. 2 P.E.K.K.A.s. Okay, I didn't see that. So, queen shoots over the fence, knocks out what needs to be knocked out. So, great job here by Peeps. Fast forward it, boom. Base is done. Got a little outside trailer. He's got an outside Tesla here. So, he's got to come back around. Saves the one wizard and a heal spell. Be sure he gets it in time. So great job. Great job with that. Let's see. I want to show just a couple of more here. And a couple of new guys. So we got Prit. Using a dragon attack. So let's see what he does. So he takes out one air defense. And you should start the attack by looking at this either on your lower right or your lower left. So here comes. Not a real big fan. Like this first time I've seen this one. So you got a lot of good value there out of the balloons. But they could have stayed up a lot longer, I believe, if he really put his dragons down first to tank for him. But obviously, it's a good attack because he gets a 3-star here because he made the video. We had a perfect war. But everybody does their attacks different. I'm not going to say it was a bad attack. It's a good attack. But you try to use behind your dragons. Let your dragons kind of tank for them for a minute. Then let them kind of sneak in behind. And take out the defenses. Let's say 90% of the time, this is the one time that actually he got good value out of it, the way he did it. But it's not conventional, let's say. But you know what? I don't really care how you do it in this clan, as long as you get the 3-star, because it's all about the 3 stars. So great job on your attack there, Print. Alright, so let's fast forward, see what he does here. So he had loons in the CC, so great job. Alright, moving on down the list here. I'm going to try to show maybe a couple more. We're getting in the 30-minute, 40-minute range on the video. So don't tread on me. This is his baby account. And he's a Town Hall 8 using ground troops. So if you're a Town Hall 8, you don't necessarily have to do air, which is a big, max dragons are really, at Town Hall 8 are really strong, but eventually you're going to have to switch to to the ground, because most people at Town Hall 9, 10, 11s mostly use ground attacks. There's a few of us that do air. And it's good to start early and learn. See here, Baby Tread doesn't have totally maxed out troops. He's maxed out for his town level. And you can see here, they still make a big deal. What am I trying to say here? So basically, for his level, he's doing a great job. He sneaks in some hogs on the back end here. And he does have the max bowlers in the CC. And once you rage the bowlers up in the middle, man, they tear stuff up. So it comes in with the back end hogs here. So great job, Tread. And you see how fast he knocks his base out with the hogs and the bowlers, pretty much. So pretty much it's all clean up from here. So great job. So what I was trying to say was, for his level of the troops, that's the same level base. So it's actually a great job. Like I said, we're no engineering clan like some stuff we've been hitting. And I wish they would kind of fix it. And if you agree with me, they should do something about engineering bases. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like on it. Let's see. Because if you're like me, I do not like going against engineering bases. I think it's an unfair advantage for them. But anyways, let's get past this. I can talk about that all day. So let's go Sam the Great. Kind of a new member for us. So you see here, it looks like he's a Town Hall 7. So he zaps one air defense with his spells. Then he comes in kind of behind the blower, which you definitely want to do if possible. Drops himself a poison down, slows down the CC dragon. Let's see here. So he takes out, so a good group right there, kind of stays together, takes out the last air defense. Now he's using his king to try to keep the dragons on the inside of the base. But it looks like he's going to have one following him on the outside, which is fine. He's got 2 cleaning up the trash on, and it looks like he has 4 in the middle. So great deployment of his dragons here. Great use of his spells. Just an overall good attack for Sam the Great. So let's see here how this finishes up. So he's got 2, 4, 6 dragons and a king left with 1 baby Tesla. Done deal. So great job, Sam the Great. Alright, so let's see here. I'm going to show, let's see, I'm going to show 23. Yeah, I'm going to show 23 and maybe one more. This is Daniel. Daniel 1. Using pretty much mass Valks. A go Val attack. So got a hidden Tesla up here, so he drops a Valkyrie on it, knock it out. And it looks like this guy has put all his Teslas on the outside of the base, which distracts kind of distracts the start of the attack, but it looks like here he's got a good plan. Drop a wizard tower and a Valk on each one of them. So not all that bad. Actually, it's pretty good strategy, because if you look there, he only has a minute left. So that pretty much ate up almost half his time, having to deal with the enemy CC and those Teslas on the outside, but still wasn't enough to stop Daniel here. And as you guys see, our 17 dropping down, hitting 23. I try to do our matchups where we're going to be anywhere from 3 to 4 spots most of the time, and that kind of gives us a better advantage where we can do more through our first attacks. And the reason why I do that, and I try to tell my guys, I always try to get us where everybody 3 stars on their first attack, and that way we can try to maybe loot on our second attack. Not always the case, and our clan is about to stars first, but if we can get in a couple of loot attacks after we got the war in hand, that's not a problem. We'll do it. All right, let's do I don't think he's. Let's do one more, and we pretty much. Let's go with. I want to go with Smalls. He's gonna finish out. He's gonna finish out our video here. A couple of other guys didn't make it, but the video is getting a little bit too long, so we're gonna let Smalls finish this out, and we're gonna see him totally destroy a Town Hall 6 base, maybe. Maybe a 5. And you're going to see here, he's going to hold back some dragons because you don't need them all. Way overpowered. 22 going to get, so that's a 5 drop. This is, I think, our first, it has to be the first attack on this base. And like you said there, I usually drop us down quite a bit. But I want to be sure we get everybody to 3-star attack. That way, cleanup is easy. Where everybody can just do loot attacks. But anyways, great job, Smalls. And that's what I like about the guys in our clan. whatever number I give them the hit, they hit it. No questions asked. I don't argue. We know we take care of business. Sometimes you get the, especially with these engineering bases, you'll see. Let's see if we're going. We're kind of going against a. Let's see here. See, we're kind of going against the engineering. This is kind of an engineering clan here, and you'll see it because look at it. Town Hall 11's all the way down to number 11. Town Hall 9's down here. Yeah, that's. I mean, it's a joke. We usually have a pretty good record against engineering clans, but these last couple we went against, it was just totally crazy. I mean, if I remember right, this second loss here, the 73-73, lost on percentage. We had one Town Hall 11, which is myself. So that gives us 2 max attacks against 5 Town Hall 11s. So that gives them a total of 10 max attacks. So you tell me how fair that is. We still gave them everything they could handle, tied them, but we lost on percentage because they had the higher percentage on their attacks, and that's because of the higher troop levels. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and end this video because I can talk about these stupid engineering bases all day. Hope you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up if you like. Give me a thumbs down either way. I appreciate you watching. Try to get more out when I get time. You guys take it easy. Keep on clashing.